Okay, let's go over a few more inequalities and then we'll take a look at a literal equation in number 3. So we need to distribute. Anytime we have parentheses, we're going to distribute first. So when we multiply by negative 2 over 3, this is really dividing by 3 and then multiplying by 2. That's the way I like to multiply fractions, is do the division first. So 3 into 12, and it's 12x, is 4. So we have 4x times negative 2. So that gives us negative 8x. Then we have a negative times a negative, so that's going to be plus. 3 divided into 9 is 3, and 3 times 2 is 6, greater or equal to 22. We're isolating x, so we're going to subtract 6. We have negative 8x is greater or equal to 16. We're dividing by a negative 8, so I'm going to put a star to remind us we must reverse the inequality. And now let's graph this so we can write it in interval and set builder. So the graphing helps us with the interval notation. Our boundary number is negative 2. It is included, so it's closed, so x can be negative 2, and then it's less, so we're going to shade the lower end. So when we use interval notation, we're going to start and go left to right. So we first come across negative infinity, comma, negative 2, bracket. Set builder is simply x is an element of the real numbers such that, and then you just write your inequality statement. Number 2, here we have a compound inequality. So we're isolating x in the middle. So we're going to subtract 4 from the middle, left, and the right. So we have negative 12 is less than or equal to 2x, less than 8. Divide by 2. We have negative 6 is less than or equal to x, which is less than 4. So our two numbers we are considering are negative 6 and 4. So this part of the inequality says x is greater or equal to negative 6, so equal and greater. And then this part, x is less than 4, and it's not included. So it's sandwiched in between. So when we write interval notation, we're going to use a bracket, negative 6, comma, and we have 4 and parentheses. For set builder, x is an element of the real numbers such that negative 6 is less than or equal to x, which is less than 4. Okay, now we are going to solve this literal equation. We're solving for b. So it's like a formula, and we are rearranging it so that we have just b equals something. So let's go through and talk about what's happening to b. So first, b is being squared. Then it's being multiplied by a. And then we have subtract c. And then the fourth operation is divided by d. So we're going to work backward and undo all these operations. So first we're going to multiply both sides by d. So we have ab squared minus c equals e times d, or d times e. And then we are going to undo the subtract by adding c. Now the plus c has to come at the end of what is already there. So let me come up here and write it here. So we have ab squared is equal to d times e plus c. Now we're going to undo multiplication. So we're going to divide by a, the entire expression. And we get b squared equals d times e plus c all over a. Check. And now we have to undo squaring, which is taking the square root. So when I take the square root, that undoes squaring. And when I take the square root of the other side, I want to remember to do a plus minus. So b equals plus or minus the square root of de plus c all over a. And I hope this helps.